All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today, we are diving into a story all about a wild Cuban adventure.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. Our listener sent in a really great story about these two characters, Iceni and Agnes, and
Okay.
we're going to try to understand a bit more about how they approach risk-taking and how they create lasting memories.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, so we're going to be on the lookout for examples of that throughout their journey.
Got it.
And I think you're going to like this one. There's some pretty wild stuff in here. Dental tourism, gone maybe a little bit wrong.
Oh.
Some impromptu salsa dancing, and a little brush with the Cuban underworld.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all against the backdrop of sun and sand and rum.
Doesn't get much better than that.
So much to unpack here. I'm really excited to get into this one with you.
Yeah, me too.
Let's start from the beginning. I mean, the story kicks off with a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
Iceni needs some serious dental work,
Okay.
and Agnes is just desperate to escape the Canadian winter.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So right away, we see this really interesting contrast in their personalities.
Oh, yeah. How?
Iceni is like the king of planning, right? Like everything has to be just so.
I know the type.
Whereas Agnes is much more go with the flow, like wing, see what happens.
Total opposites.
Yeah, and that dynamic really sets the tone for their whole trip. Even their journey down to Cuba is a testament to their different approaches to risk.
Oh, I bet. Tell me more.
So first, their flight gets delayed because of a volcanic eruption.
Oh, no.
I know, talk about bad luck.
Right.
And then they miss their connecting flight because Agnes gets totally sidetracked trying to adopt a stray dog.
Oh, Agnes.
Yeah, I know, right? Most people would be freaking out at this point, but not Iceni and Agnes.
They're just rolling with it.
Exactly. They're not just accepting the chaos. They're embracing it like it's part of the adventure.
I like that attitude.
Me too. It's like they know that these unexpected detours are just going to make for a better story later.
Totally. There's a real sense of freedom in that, not letting setbacks ruin the fun.
Exactly. And that's something I think we could all learn from.
For sure.
So finally, after all that, they arrive in Havana.
I can
I can just picture the sensory overload, right? The vibrant colors, the crumbling buildings, the smell of cigars and rum in the air.
Oh, yeah. It's like stepping into a completely different world.
Exactly. And that's exactly what Agnes, the thrill seeker, craves.
Makes sense.
But even Iceni, the planner, has to be feeling the pull of this vibrant, unpredictable city.
Oh, definitely.
And speaking of unpredictable, let's talk about this dental situation. They end up finding this clinic, get this, above a bakery.
Above a bakery. That's interesting.
I know, right? Not exactly what you'd picture when you think of dental care.
Not really.
But Iceni, our meticulous planner, decides to go for it.
Wow. He's taking a risk.
He's stepping way outside his comfort zone, putting his trust in this, let's just say, unique dentist.
Unico.
His name is Dr. Ricardo. And, well, let's just say he seems to love his rum a little too much.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and he uses some pretty questionable-looking tools.
Oh, no.
I know. It's like Iceni is intentionally seeking out these offbeat experiences.
Maybe he's taking a page out of Agnes's book.
Maybe so. But here's the crazy part. The dental work is a success.
Really?
Iceni gets his Hollywood smile. And Agnes, wait for it, gets gold grills.
No way.
I know you can't make this stuff up.
That's incredible.
It really shows how their willingness to take risks can lead to these amazing, unforgettable moments.
Totally.
You're creating a story that's uniquely theirs.
And probably involves a lot of laughter.
Oh, I'm sure. I bet their Cuban adventure's just getting started, though.
What happens next?
Well, they decide to take on another challenge, one that involves a whole lot of rhythm, or maybe lack thereof, salsa dancing.
Salsa. Oh, I got it here.
I know, right? They strike me as the type who would be hilarious on the dance floor.
Especially after a few glasses of rum.
Exactly. Let's dive into that next.
So they sign up for these salsa lessons, right? Or probably picturing themselves, gliding effortlessly across the dance floor.
I'll bet, yeah.
But reality, as it often does, had other plans.
Yeah, I can only imagine 2 left feet and a lot of awkwardness.
Oh, yeah. Their instructor, Celia, she had some pretty colorful critiques.
Oh, no. Like what?
She compared their moves to a dying cockroach.
Oh, wow. That's harsh.
Yeah, but Iceni and Agnes, they didn't let it get to them.
That's good. I mean, did they actually get any better at salsa, or was it a total disaster?
Well, let's just say their performance at this local bar was more about enthusiasm than skill.
Okay, I see. So not exactly professional dancers.
No, not quite. But that's kind of the beauty of it. They weren't letting perfectionism get in the way of having fun.
I love that. Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, exactly. They were out there fully committed, even if it meant looking a little ridiculous.
I bet they were a hit with the locals.
Oh, yeah, for sure. There's something infectious about that kind of energy, that willingness to just go for it.
Totally. And think about the memory they're creating. It's not about
Mm.
being the most skilled dancers.
Right.
It's about the shared experience, the laughter, the connection with the people in that bar.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so special.
So it sounds like they're turning every experience, even a potentially embarrassing one, into a story, into a moment that'll stick with them.
Yes.
Exactly.
But I have a feeling this salsa debacle wasn't the only memorable experience they had in Cuba.
Oh, you're right. There's more.
Wasn't there something about a brush with danger?
Oh, yes. Remember how Agnes was looking for something stronger than rum?
Uh-huh.
Well, that quest leads him down a bit of a risky path.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it all starts with whispers in these smoky bars, rumors of something more intense, more authentic,
More authentic. Okay.
something beyond the tourist traps.
So he's like on a mission.
He is,
Yeah.
and he's using his charm, his genuine curiosity about the culture to kind of navigate this whole underground world.
Makes sense.
And eventually he meets this character named Carlos,
Carlos, okay.
who promises to deliver the goods.
Okay, the goods? And what are goods?
Well, that's the big question. But the setting for their exchange is anything but glamorous.
Uh-oh.
We're talking a dark, secluded alleyway, the kind of place that just screams danger.
Okay, now this sounds serious. Agnes, our risk taker, venturing into the unknown, maybe putting himself in a dangerous situation. It does have that kind of movie feel, doesn't it?
It does. So the tension builds, I imagine, as this shadowy figure, Carlos, emerges from the darkness.
Right.
And Agnes is probably feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension.
Probably a lot of both.
It's in the crate. Is it drugs, weapons, stolen artifacts?
Well,
All right, so Agnes is in this dark alley waiting for Carlos to reveal, like, what's in this mysterious crate. I'm dying to know what was in it.
this is where the story takes a hilarious turn. The crate's full of cigars.
Cigars, that's it.
Yeah. Expensive Cuban cigars, sure, but cigars nonetheless.
Oh, man, what a letdown. I was expecting something a little more exciting.
I know, right? But think about it from Agnes's perspective. He went through all this effort, all this risk,
Yeah.
and ends up with a crate full of tobacco.
I mean, he must have been so disappointed.
Maybe at first, but knowing Agnes, he probably found a way to spin it into a funny story.
Oh, for sure. Those cigars probably became a reminder of the whole experience, the
Okay.
anticipation, the build-up, just the absurdity of it all.
A perfect example of how sometimes the most memorable experiences come from the most unexpected places.
Yeah, that's true. But I gotta ask, how did Iceni react to all this?
Yeah.
I can't imagine him being too thrilled about Agnes's little adventure into the Cuban underworld.
You're right. Iceni wasn't exactly pleased. He immediately recognized the danger they were in,
Yeah,
even though it turned out to be a harmless cigar deal.
right.
It was a wake-up call for both of them, a reminder that even fun-loving risk-takers need to be mindful of the potential consequences.
It's good they had each other to balance things out.
Yeah.
Iceni, the voice of reason, and Agnes, the fearless adventurer.
A good team?
So what happened after that? Did they cut their trip short?
They did. They hopped on the first plane back to Vancouver, leaving behind the excitement and chaos of Cuba.
Wow, so back to reality. It must have been a strange transition going from salsa dancing and clandestine cigar deals back to their everyday lives in Vancouver.
Definitely. But they carried those shared experiences with them, those memories, the laughter, the mishaps, the moments of exhilaration, and a little bit of fear.
Yeah. It all became part of their shared history, strengthening their bond.
And it's not just the memories, right? They have those physical reminders, too. The weed for Iceni, the cigars for Agnes.
Oh, yeah.
Each representing a different aspect of their personalities and their shared adventure.
It's like they brought back a piece of Cuba,
Yeah.
a piece of that carefree, adventurous spirit.
I like that.
Their trip shows that taking risks, even when they lead to unexpected or even slightly dangerous outcomes, can be key to creating lasting memories and strengthening bonds.
So what's the takeaway for our listeners?
I think Iceni and Agnes's story encourages us to embrace a little more spontaneity in our own lives, to step outside our comfort zones, say yes to the unexpected, and to find joy in the journey, even when things don't go exactly as planned.
That's a great point. It doesn't have to be a grand adventure to a foreign country. It could be something as simple as trying a new activity, exploring a different part of your city, or even just striking up a conversation with a stranger who knows what kind of memories you might create. Exactly. Sometimes the most rewarding experiences are the ones we least expect.
Well, this has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
Thanks for joining us on this journey through Iceni and Agnes's Cuban adventure. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. And remember, there's an adventurer in all of us, just waiting to be unleashed.